Hello everyone and welcome to Jimin Weekly News. I'm Daydream and here is the first news for you. Spotify Wrapped crowns Jimin Who as the most streamed solo song by an Asian act. On Wednesday, December 4th, Spotify Wrapped released their annual statistics revealing that Jimin's song Who was the most streamed solo song globally by an Asian act. It ranks 17th on the list, highest position so far, becoming Jimin's second consecutive entry as a soloist. Jimin also sets records on Spotify Wrapped 2024 in North America by landing at number 46 among the country's most streamed tracks. He now becomes the first and only K-pop soloist to enter Top Tracks USA, the end-of-year list in history. Jimin is also the first and only K-act to enter US Top 5 annual city charts and achieves it with multiple songs at number 1 in multiple cities and multiple years. For a second year, he is the only Asian act to enter the US Top 5 charts. Jimin dominates Spotify South Korea 2024 year-end rankings as well by leading the Top Tracks South Korea list, Most Streamed Artists list, and Most Streamed Albums list. BTS Twitter X account also made a post about it on their official page. On top of all of that, Who entered Spotify Latin America's top songs of 2024. It is the first and only solo by a Korean, K-pop or Asian soloist of all time to enter region's year-end chart. And it's the first and only song by a Korean or K-act to top the list of the most streamed songs on Spotify Saudi Arabia as well. Overall, Jimin's Who was crowned the top global K-pop song of 2024 via Spotify Wrapped, with Like Crazy also taking the 8th place on the list. Additionally, Who has made it onto Amazon's Best of 2024 pop list, and K-media like SBS Morning Wide, of course, immediately covered the news of Jimin's Who as the most streamed K-pop song on Spotify in 2024 on their morning broadcast, as well as Star News wrote an article highlighting his success on American Spotify. And next up, as of Jimin chart achievements, Who becomes the fastest male solo and an Asian act song to achieve 1.1 billion streams on Spotify. The chart-topping song achieved this in just 133 days, surpassing Harry Styles as it was that held the record previously, doing so in 135 days. By achieving this, Who also becomes the 4th fastest song of all time and ties the second fastest song of 2024 to reach this mark. Next, Jimin's Muse becomes the number 1 best-selling K-pop album in the USA by K-pop soloists in 2024 so far, as well as Who becomes the best-selling K-pop song, making Jimin the first and only K-pop soloist to own the number 1 best-selling K-pop song in the US by total units for 2 years in a row. Following up, Who is now the first and only song by a Korean or K-pop act to reach 200 million streams on Spotify USA chart. And it has also entered the top 300 most streamed songs in Spotify USA history. Additionally, Jimin is also the most streamed BTS member on US Spotify in history, and he is now the first and only Korean or K-pop soloist in the past decade since Psy to achieve 1 billion on-demand streams as a lead artist in the USA. On-demand streaming includes premium paid ad-supported free audio video, and for video streaming includes not only the official but also user-generated content related to the song. Specifically on-demand streams in the US include Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Tidal, YouTube, YouTube Music, Pandora, Deezer, SoundCloud, 7 Digital, MediaNet, Vevo, etc. And lead artist means an artist who is in charge of the main work on a song and plays a major role in the creation release process of that song. And next up, Jimin's Muse has now surpassed 2 billion streams on Spotify, becoming the fastest Korean album by a K-soloist to achieve this feature in history. Muse is also the first and only 2024 album by a Korean K-pop act to reach this milestone, and Jimin makes history as the first and only K-soloist to reach 2 billion streams on Spotify with multiple albums, Face and Muse. Then Jimin was the most streamed K-pop act in November with 354 million streams, continuing to be the first and only soloist and the most streamed K-pop act on Spotify for 5 months in a row in a single year, and becomes the only K-pop artist alongside BTS to hold the top spot for that long. In addition, Jimin maintained his #1 spot on Spotify South Korea Daily Top Artist chart, extending his own record as the longest charting act in history, spending there an incredible 500 days. Who is now the longest running #1 song in Spotify Bulgaria chart history, 124 days. It has surpassed 10 million streams on the Spotify Poland Daily Top Songs chart. It's the first and only song in the K-pop category to achieve this, and the second song by K-act. It ties as the longest charting K-soloist song on Apple Music Global Top 100 in history, 47 days, and also Jimin, Jungkook, and J-Hope are the most streamed K-pop male soloists on YouTube Music in the US in 2024. And then on top of all of that, on Billboard charts, Jimin's Who rose 9 spots from the previous 19th week to number 47 on the Billboard Hot 100, making its 20th consecutive week on the chart and making it the first and only K-soloist song and the highest ranked K-soloist song in the 20th week of release in a decade, also becoming the longest charting solo song without collab by K-pop Korean soloist in Billboard Hot 100 this decade by surpassing Standing Next to You. And next, Who ranks 35th on this week's Billboard Streaming Songs chart. It's now the second longest charting K-act song of all time after Gangnam Style, about which Jason Tenrock Cornett, co-producer of Who, shared on his Instagram story. Following with Jimin's hit song still remaining the highest debuting solo song by K-pop soloists on Billboard Hot 100 chart in 2024, and Jimin's Muse ranks at number 5 on Billboard's World Albums chart this week, marking its 20th consecutive week there and staying as the second longest charting Korean solo album after Face with 63 weeks. To summarize, here are all of the other Jimin's positions for week 19th and 20th on the Billboard charts. In addition to all of the above, Jimin's Who debuts at number 74 on Billboard's 2024 year-end streaming songs chart. It is the first and only song by a K-soloist to enter the chart in the past decade. and Jimin joins BTS, Psy and 50/50 as the only K-pop acts in history to appear on Billboard's year-end streaming songs chart. The Muse album also enters 2024 Billboard 200 year-end chart, making Jimin the first and only K-soloist to enter the chart 2 years in a row, with Face in 2023 and now Muse in 2024. And here are all of the rest of Jimin's positions on the 2024 Billboard year-end charts. And now the summary of jiminie mentions by other idols, celebrities, media outlets, and much, much more. First, Jimin won the International Male Artist of the Year at the 2024 French Pure Charts Awards and will be awarded with a physical trophy. And he was also mentioned in an article highlighting the awards with a description that wrote, "Among international artists, Jimin and Taylor Swift stand out. Jimin crushed the competition by a wide margin, receiving 6 times more votes than second-place finisher." After that, on December 12th, Jimin's solo track Like Crazy was honored as one of the most performed songs of the year at the BMI London Awards 2024. His song was named among the songs that received the most performances on terrestrial radio, satellite radio, and digital streaming services over the past year. This marks the first and only K-pop solo song to receive this recognition, joining BTS's Dynamite as the only K-pop acts to achieve this milestone. And also Blush Davis and Chris James, who wrote and composed Jimin's Like Crazy, attended the 2024 BMI London Awards held privately at the Savoy in London and accepted their awards for the song's production on stage. Then, Jimin and his works received 5 nominations in overseas categories at the 2024 Asian Pop Music Awards. Officially launched in 2019, Asian Pop Music Awards is an annual awards ceremony co-hosted by Asia Sunway Entertainment Group in Hong Kong and Sunway Group in the UK, with winners selected by a production committee and judging panel. Next, Jimin ranked first in the K-pop members' vote held by Dabimi. In a vote conducted by Idoki for male individual ranking of November, Jimin ranked first for the 8th consecutive months and earned him 7 days of advertising on Shinjuku Unicavision. He also ranks first in the survey of Korean male idol popularity for the month of November, as well as who are the most anticipated K-pop discharged idols in 2025, voting both conducted by the Japanese site Danmi. And then his song Who won the vote for Most Favorite K-pop Songs of 2024 by Shining Awards. In addition, Jimin ranked 5th in the boy group individual brand reputation rankings for December 2024. Jimin is showing his brand power by ranking in the top 5 in brand reputation even while serving in the military. Jimin still holds the unique record of being number 1 for a total of 49 months, including 35 consecutive months in the boy group individual brand reputation rankings. And next, Jimin donates 30 million won to renovate homes for vulnerable seniors in Busan. BTS member Jimin, currently serving in the military, donated 30 million won through his father to Busan City with intention to help renovate homes for vulnerable seniors in the Busan area. Jimin became the third donor and the first individual runner for the Habitat Challenge. The donated funds will be used to improve the living spaces of senior citizens in dire need of housing support through the Busan City Comprehensive Support Center for the Elderly Living Alone. And of course, many Korean TV news stations like LG Hello TV News, Busan Gyeonnam KNN News, and SK Broadband BTV News immediately reported about this Jimin charitable donation in their respective broadcasts. And to add up even more of Jiminie wonderful charitable deeds, later on, we also found out that he donated 5 million won to Namgu, Busan on December 3rd. In order to support vulnerable groups, nature, and protect the youth and revitalize local communities. This is his second consecutive donation since 2023. So, following up Jimin's example of giving back to the community, Jimin fans in Myanmar have rebuilt an entire school for 700 students at a refugee camp in Pekon Township, Myanmar, that was previously destroyed by an airstrike. And also driven by Jimin's amazing influence, 12 Korean and international fan bases joined hands to donate 1 ton of rice to his hometown Busan as a way of celebrating his enlistment anniversary and wrapping up the year with love. We are so proud of Jimin for inspiring this kind of love and kindness all over the world. It's just so heartwarming to see his impact. Then, Jimin's dad, ZM Millennial Japan store, will be celebrating its first anniversary on 16th of December, and for the occasion, they announced on their social media that to show their gratitude, they will give a small gift to all customers who will visit their store from 13th to 16th of December. Happy anniversary to ZM Millennial. We wish you all the best for many years to come. After that, we had Jimin's Set Me Free Part 2 being played during an episode of a variety show on TVN. Handsome guys. Where our Jin was also starring as a guest in the first episode. Then, Jimin's Who was played on Marina FM, the first ever private radio station in Kuwait. From Potok, Russian news community, we heard K-pop has pushed Russian artists out of the top of the charts, and they stated that the most popular was the solo project of Jimin from BTS. The song Who became the most popular song of the year in Belarus, Kyrgyzstan, Russia, and Uzbekistan. Japanese TV network TBS has changed their Twitter X header to Jimin in anticipation of Jimin's production diary being broadcasted on TV for the first time on December 14th at 9 p.m. And they also highlighted Jimin's documentary on their website. Who was used as background music for the 2025 Miss France contest broadcast on French TV network TF1.
Je suis en 3e année d'études de marketing. J'ai un modèle dans la vie, c'est ma mamie Maï. Elle est toujours dévouée, prête à aider les autres.
And Jimin's Who was once again used as a background music on Breakfast, a long-running morning news and talk show in New Zealand airing on TVNZ1. And next up, from armies in the wild on Twitter X, we had many posts about Jimin's The Truth Untold exhibition in LA that started from November 29th, many ARMYs began uploading photos and videos of long lines forming at the entrance, showing of the great interest and attendance overflow to experience a glimpse of Jimin's Smeraldo Garden. And then we had many ARMYs posting compilation videos from their visit, showing us the beautiful Jimin land that many of us can only dream of visiting. Then we had videos of ARMYs catching Jimin songs in different spots around the world, like 7 Chicken in Malang, East Java, Indonesia, Stradivarius clothing store located at Sisi Lagod in Seville, Spain, Christmas decoration store in Dakar, the capital of Senegal, Adidas store in Dutamo, South Kalimantan, Indonesia, Sephora store at the Mall of the Emirates, Dubai, and on a monitor in a fitness club in Moscow, Russia. Additionally, ARMYs also captured an advertisement celebrating Jimin's grand prize at the 2024 Mama Awards that was broadcasted on a large outdoor screen on a building in Tamrin, Jakarta, Indonesia. And another ARMY took photo of Jimin's stand banner that they found at the Chick Kimbap store while traveling in Osaka, Japan. And then, following with Jimin military mentions and updates, this past weeks we got many more new messages and autographs from our Jiminie and JK, two recently discharged soldiers that had the pleasure of serving with them. Jimin is always so sweet, warm, attentive, and loving with his words. So let's take a look at all of those heartwarming posts together. But the best military update is that Jimin completed a full year of his service already, so we have just 6 more months left to go until he comes back to us and we reunite with him and the rest of BTS members. And next, as a closing section, I want to mention few OT7 news. Starting with one of the saddest news we got from the members lately, and you probably know all about it already, but I need to mention it anyway, which is the news of our beloved little fluffy ball Yeontani crossing the Rainbow Bridge and taking on a journey to the Doggy Star. Tay wrote to us a heartwarming letter on December 2nd, informing us about Yeontan's passing, and our hearts are still aching since hearing this news. But just like Taeyang wanted, we need to always remember Tany's life with fondness and love, like we do with all the rest Bangtan's pets that previously went away on their star journey. He was not only Tae's and BTS's friend, but also our ARMY family companion that we will miss dearly, but we will never forget him thanks to Tay immortalizing him in his works forever. Next, we had Jungkook winning 3 awards at the 2024 Melon Music Awards and 2 awards at the 2024 Billboard Music Awards. He also released his documentary movie I Am Still the Original on Disney Plus, featuring 55 minutes of additional footage. And he also posted a link to a YouTube channel he created for BAM on his Instagram with the description, "Have a good BAM, first let's put it in place, created." Oh my goodness, JK is entering his YouTube era, everyone, and he also opened BAM's Threads account. Then, Namjoon's Right Place, Wrong Person has been named by the Rolling Stone magazine the 88th best album released in 2024, and A.R.M.Y is the only K act on the list. After that, we got an announcement of the brand new Season 2 of one of our favorite BTS games, BTS World Season 2, calling to action its managers once again, launching on December 17th. Who is excited for new stories and adventures with BTS in BTS World? I know I am, and if you are too, you can pre-register for the game right now. I will leave a link for it in my description box. And last but not least, BTS was crowned as the #1 most streamed K-pop act globally through Spotify Wrapped, which made them now the only act, along with Coldplay, to rank as the most streamed group of the year on multiple occasions, achieving the feature 4 times each. BTS was also the most searched K-pop group on Google in 2024 according to Google Trends. BTS's album Proof has been certified gold in the UK, becoming their 8th album to do so. And also, BTS song Run has surpassed 300 million streams on Spotify, becoming BTS's 37th song to achieve this. With this update, it is time to conclude the episode and wish you all the most wonderful holidays. So that is all for this week's news, and at the end, like always, please enjoy Jiminie achievements. See you next time!